What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching episode 70 of the Sonder Experience. I have one of my favorite guests of all time, Rena, a.k.a. Misfit. I love having her on. She really brings a new perspective on things for me in my life. I know that you guys enjoy having her on as well as I do. So we're going to go ahead and get into a couple things this episode. We also start talking about Sally McNeil, the new show Killer Sally on Netflix documentary. Check that out. Episode 70, like I said. I wish I was better at this intro stuff. Okay, episode 70. Don't forget to show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate you guys. Misfit, here we go.
The Sonder Experience.
Sometimes I'm super overwhelmed, or I feel like I have so much to do, or at work I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get this done. And amongst all of my stress, I take a second and I'm like, be happy that you're stressed right now, because one day you're going to be old. I always think about when I'm old, right? I'm like, one day you're going to be old and no one's going to need you for anything. Nothing.
It's just a horrible thought.
No. It's just like, you know how some older people are just, they want to go find something to do because they just feel like they don't have purpose anymore. Majority. I know some old people who are running like 3 restaurants. You know what I mean? Yeah. But majority, they want something to do. They want to, they want to help. So it's like, sometimes I think, be happy you have so many duties to fulfill right now, because one day you're going to be old. And you're not gonna have any responsibilities.
But you're 19.
I know.
So why are you worrying about that?
No, it's just when I feel stressed, I'm like, feel grateful for this stress. So I try to find beauty in the stress, because it's like one day you're gonna have none, and you're gonna wish you would have some.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Not that nobody wouldn't need you.
No, but it's just like one day you're not gonna have to have a job. You're not gonna have to you're not gonna go to the gym anymore. You're not gonna have to do anything.
But here's my thing with that. Okay. I don't think that you don't have any stress as you get older. I just think there's levels to this, right?
Okay.
So right now, maybe your what's the word I'm looking for? Your ability to handle stress right now is at a different level. And you're going to conquer that stress, and then something new is going to happen, and you're going to learn abilities to conquer that. Yeah. And by the time that you're older, the things that would stress you out now, you've already mastered.
So what do you think the stress is when you're old? What do you think the stresses are? Like dying? Worrying about dying? Some people already do that.
Money, probably.
Really?
For sure. Yeah, just in case. Because, you got people out there that are working until they're dead.
Oh. That's why my mom takes like $150 a month, like to go to the retirement. She's like, retirement.
But
I'm
if you can't do that.
Yeah.
Or there's different, like, okay, so
there's welfare, right? I'm learning about all of that.
There's welfare, but
that's like $900 a month, isn't it?
That's not enough.
At the minimum. Oh.
Is that enough?
If comfortably, probably not.
I mean, you have to have everything else paid for you. You have to hopefully have your house paid for. Because that's not even rent in an apartment.
Oh, you're right. Let alone
that's not even rent.
And
then you
utilities.
Got your phone, you got your food, you got your gas, you got.
Oh, you're right.
900 is. I couldn't live on that.
Oh, I don't think anybody could.
No.
No saying. Yeah.
But so I think a lot of people.
I know nothing about that. That's the thing. I really want to learn about like insurance and things like that. Things I'm like, oh, I'm not
like
educated
life
about.
Skills?
Yes, those are things I just don't know enough about, and I think it's because it's like I just haven't had to worry about it. People I work with, they're like, 19, 20, already living by themselves, and they already know all this stuff. Not to compare, but it's like
older people today would be from a different generation where the man would be the breadwinner. So the woman's not working to save that kind of money. So if the husband dies at 70 years old, if he doesn't have a pension or retirement or something, she's starting her life over at 70. She can't work.
No.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to work at Walmart.
Yeah.
And then you know what though? So I saw this video on TikTok where it was like the caption was, life shouldn't be this hard. And this old lady who was probably like 70 was sitting in the break room, and she was just so tired looking at Walmart. And this guy, one of her other employees, is just kind of like secretly filming her. Well, it was just a quick video.
Yeah.
But they started a GoFundMe for $10,000, and it's got over $700,000 in there for this lady.
And she's old.
And she's old.
Oh.
But she didn't ask for any money.
So that she didn't have to work.
So now she never has to work again.
Oh my God.
But she's old.
Yes.
How
And
long is she
it'll
gonna-
probably be more than enough, more than she needs.
Forever.
But then that'll contribute to she has children or
grandkids or whatever.
That's awesome.
But it's tripping me out that you're worried about that right now.
It's also tripping me out, but I've tried to get to a point where I'm like, stop thinking you're crazy, Rena. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think, oh, why you're thinking like this, you're crazy. And I just try not to use that adjective with myself anymore. But it's like, I have such a connection to old people. There was this older lady at the gym. I don't know. Or I forget where I met her, but I just had such a connection. Like, I didn't want her to leave. I don't know. It's just
Like,
old.
leave this life?
It's old and young. Well, sort of, but just like, leave me. I'm like, don't leave. Because I just think too often, especially my age, I've probably spoken about this before, but we just like, we brush off like older people and what they have to give and what they have to say because we know everything, right?
Not me.
Not me.
My grandparents I only have one set really because I don't know
really?
my dad's side, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
My gran and pop, those are my fucking people. Like, if I need anything, they raised me.
And they have good advice, right?
The best. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
And I live my own life.
Mm-hmm.
So their advice,
They
it's
try to,
not
like,
that it's not welcomed, and it's not that I don't heed it.
Yeah.
It's just not law like it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, they would give a suggestion. I was like, oh, I have to do it that way.
But now you're like, I will take that with a grain of salt, but I will still do it what I want to do.
Correct.
Sort of a thing. Yeah.
And if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
I don't really think I'm wrong. I think you just kind of learn.
Yeah.
But you know how grandparents can be sometimes. They're just like,
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
And it's like, no offense, but you're old and like you're grumpy now because you don't get to do what you want to do.
And you're in pain. A lot of them are in pain.
A lot of pain.
A lot of pain. That's
pain.
what I don't want.
But what are
Oh
you
my
going to do?
gosh.
So you have to take care of yourself now, right?
Yeah.
See, so you're not going to have that issue.
I hope not. Last night I slept on the floor.
Why?
Again, because of my back. I'm
What's
trying
wrong
to
with
help
your
my
back?
back. It like needs to crack. Maybe after. Oh my gosh. You know that thing where I put my hands like
You want to get arrested?
somewhere? No, and then like you put your hands through and then like you.
Yeah, I can crack your back.
Yes, and oh my gosh, like no one can do it right because
Yeah.
everyone's too small.
No, I'll do it.
But yeah, and things like that. I'm like, I need to take care of my back right now because I'm already having like pain but I hope I won't have that issue.
I don't think you will.
I hope not.
You're going to be one of those like 80-year-olds that are running marathons.
Maybe.
Come
Wow.
on.
Right now, I can only really run 1,600 meters a mile at a time.
Is 1,600 meters a mile?
A mile.
How fast do you run a mile?
Like 7
gosh.
something.
I used to have this
Maybe
homeboy in high
7:25.
school named Joseph Watson. Ran a 4-minute mile, but ran the 40 in a 4.2 one time.
A 40.
A 40-yard dash
Oh,
in a 4.2.
what is
That's
that? Like 4 seconds.
4.2 seconds, 40 yards. And that's like better than pro.
Oh my gosh.
And he was doing this in high school. And I
Oh.
watched him do it, and I was just like, that. It didn't even look like you know how Sonic the Hedgehog runs and his feet are just in a circle?
Yeah.
That's how this dude was running. Just, and was
I
like,
would
"That's-"
run. I would crash over myself.
No, that dude was a
Probably.
stud. That dude was
Wow.
a dog. Joseph Watson, JoJo. I miss that guy.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
You got some chocolates.
Are we starting?
We've been on this whole time.
Have we? You said we were
I
gonna.
lied.
You said we were gonna run through.
I lied. We're on.
Oh my gosh.
Alter Eco Total Blackout Organic Dark Chocolate.
So I got those at Sprouts.
The cleanest, greenest.
I stand in the
Chocolate.
Sprouts chocolate aisle for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, sorry. I'm just reading all the ingredients. I stand there the whole time.
I can't stand dark chocolate anyway.
Really? Dark chocolate in general?
Ever.
And that's usually like 70 to 85%.
What does that even mean?
I mean, it still has some added sugar.
This has no sugar. Okay, I'm not
Try
gonna
it.
I'm not gonna bullshit on my reaction or overplay it. If it's gross, it's gross. If
Okay.
it's good, I'll promise I'll tell you the truth.
Just eat the whole thing now, or just have a bite.
And it's clean, right? There's no like
No,
Okay.
like weed.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Oh my god. Oh no. What is it?
No.
Rena.
It was good at first, right? Like it wasn't bad at first.
What is this?
Chocolate.
This is the most this tastes like a punishment. This is the most miserable thing I've ever eaten. This is why dogs lick their butt after something gross. I wish I could lick my ass. I'd rather have that.
Probably
Oh my
tastes-
god.
It probably tastes better.
What is that?
It's chocolate. So
Give me-
usually
Give me that bottle right there.
this.
Yes. I need liquor as a chaser for some gross ass chocolate.
So the only ingredients are organic cacao beans and organic cocoa butter. So no added sugar. So that's what I look for. Like on the front,
I don't
it says
care.
no sugar added.
I don't even want this in my sight.
And some will have like only 3 grams of added, but just realistically, we just need 0 added sugar. So I don't do like added sugar. You know what I mean? I'll do sugar, but I won't do added sugar.
I tried yours. You should try mine.
So good.
Have
This
you
is
ever
mine.
had alcohol?
No,
Never.
never. And it's funny. My sister just turned 21, and now like she loves her wine. Like she doesn't go like a day without wine. Like right after she turned 21, and she's like, "Yeah, I got like a lemon drop martini, and then today I'm gonna try this like Mike's Hard or like whatever." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" She's like, "You won't drink?" I was like, "I don't think so.
Ever.
I really don't think so." People are like, "That'll change," but I really don't see
You
it.
don't need it.
No.
But you're kind of a fancy gal. I feel like if you ever end up in like
Fancy.
France or something, you'll do it for the experience. You might not drink the whole glass,
You think?
but I feel like you'll.
Maybe I'll binge on a
Not even
sourdough
bit.
baguette.
Girl, with that chocolate on it. That was fucked up. You shouldn't have done that
It
to
was
me.
no, it's
Why are you eating it?
oh, I only have a piece left, but it's like a treat, like a reward.
Are you kidding me?
No,
I don't want to judge you, but I'm judging you.
I think because my palate has changed now over time. Like I've trained my palate to like different things. So, like probably the dark chocolate that you eat, like 90% would probably taste like very sweet to me. You know what I
Really?
mean? Most likely.
So do you get your sugars, like your sweet stuff, from like fruits and stuff?
Yeah, so I'll do like an apple and like
Yeah.
cottage cheese with some honey. I'll do honey. Honey's
Honey's
quite-
good for you, right?
Honey's quite good for you. Yes.
It's good for your throat.
It's
for
good
your
for your
digestion.
throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been looking a lot into like the carnivore diet. Not like that that's something I want to follow, but they do like honey and dairy and meat and everything like that.
Raw.
It's raw.
Why don't you do it for like a month and see what it does?
Because
Can
I need my vegetables. Like, okay, humans can't just have like, because if you look back, we didn't just eat like plants and stuff.
You can do it for like a month.
That's not who we are. Yeah, but I still want to have like some.
I think you
plants?
can have some.
Like you need to have your dark leafy greens for sure. You need to have your cruciferous vegetables for sure. But it's like mainly like fruit, dairy, and meat.
So for carnivore, I'm going to look it up. For carnivore, you can't have any sort of vegetables. Can you have
Do you follow Carnivore MD?
veggies? Is that like on Instagram or something?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No. I
What
forget
is
what
it?
they call him. He's the guy who like, I think he lives in Costa Rica and he like surfs all the time and he just eats like organ meats and
Yeah.
like honey and dairy and stuff.
Unlike keto, which limits carbs to a certain number per day, the carnivore diet aims for 0 carbs per day. You eat only meat, fish, eggs, and some animal products. You exclude all other food groups, including vegetables, fruits, grains,
Oh, no fruits.
legumes, nuts, and seeds.
Oh,
So it's literally
just meat.
meat, fish, and eggs.
It's like Atkins. Okay, maybe not.
No, because are you even old enough to know Atkins?
It's funny. I did Atkins when I was like 12.
Really?
I kid you not.
Because
And
your house did it.
No,
You did it?
I did it. And my family told me, please don't do this. And I was like, I'm going to do it.
Atkins was
I
crazy.
mean, I would buy those Atkins. You know how like Weight Watchers has their own brand, like the store, but you know, Atkins, I would buy like the brownies and like the shakes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm healthy. It's like, actually,
Did it feel good?
no, it felt terrible. And this is, meanwhile, oh my gosh, I was talking to someone the other day about how I started fitness, or they asked like, how did you know that you wanted to pursue like something
Tell them to
fitness?
watch the Sonder experience.
Watch the Sonder experience.
They'll find all
Episode,
that.
whatever. Yeah. And then I was like, so this was the time I was doing Atkins, and I was watching, like, her name is Rebecca Louise, and she was the first one that on YouTube, she had like her 6-minute sexy abs and like things like that. And I would do that, and I would be in my living room on my yoga mat doing my flutter kicks.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. But deep down I knew like, okay, something's not right here.
What do you mean?
Like this isn't all it's going to take. It's going to take more.
Like it shouldn't be that easy?
It shouldn't be that easy.
Yeah.
Something's wrong here, or something I'm missing some details here, you know? But yeah, I really did Atkins, and then it was a while, but I was doing it like the dirty way, like pepperoni and
bacon.
bacon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do you still eat that stuff now though?
No.
You don't eat any bacon?
No bacon.
So you're the cleanest of clean.
I'm pretty clean.
Let me ask you a question, and we've kind of talked about this before. We've talked about unhealthy relationships with food and the negative.
Yeah.
Do you think you have an unhealthy relationship in the positive?
You know, I want to say no. I don't think it's unhealthy, because it's like
It's not unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's for sure healthy for your body, but is it healthy
Mentally?
You
know, Halloween just passed, right? And like I was saying, let's give out glow sticks and stickers.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Or like ginger slices, you know?
Right.
And it's like, it's okay. You know, I get it. But it's like there's a bowl of candy, and there's like all the good things I used to love, like taffy and like M&Ms and like all this. So good. And I knew, I'm like, I can have this.
Right.
I can.
Yeah,
and
of
I
course you
really,
can.
I'm like, should I? I'm like, it's Halloween. It's an occasion, right? But I'm to the point where I'm like, my body deserves more than that. And I look at the big end goal. So I don't think it's unhealthy, because it's all for reasons I know, and it's good reason.
You're going to live a lot longer than most people because of it.
I really think we should. I really think we can all live to like 120.
No.
No kidding.
No way.
No kidding. And there's
Not
serious.
with everything else. Not with everything else in the world.
Well, like, okay, like heavy metals and things like that. Maybe
The
not.
air itself.
Just air. You're
Yeah,
right.
all
But
the
I
cars,
think, I definitely think
all the farm animals.
a lot can like pass 100 if we took care of it now. And if 20-year-olds didn't think that we could just live forever.
Maybe your kids.
And that's
Like
the
it
thing.
wouldn't need a whole generation of Renas.
It all stems down, and you can break the cycle. That's
Cool.
the thing. Yeah. And you see you see families, and it takes one person from that family tree
Right.
to break that cycle.
Right.
And I think, not that I'm like the seed, but I'm like, I think I really can do that. And then yes, if I ever decide to have children, it's like, I'm going to try to do this the same.
But what does that do for you mentally, knowing that like, maybe I'm wrong here, but in your household, you're the only one who's doing what you're doing, right?
I'm the only one that's going as extreme.
Yeah.
But I mean, my mom definitely tries, but
Yeah.
my sister,
I saw her on your rower. I think you posted a
that
video.
was my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw her getting down on that.
Yes. And she knows what her body needs. She knows what's good for the body. Because I got like 2 new pieces of equipment I showed you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I got like a Row Erg, and
a
then I
bike.
got an Echo bike, like
Yeah.
the Rogue Echo. That thing is brutal, man. Like
Really?
brutal.
Like
oh my
it
gosh.
fucks you up.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll go on that, and I'm like, it's open. I'm like, guys, use it. It's
Yeah.
here. Like, I don't just let anybody use my equipment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, please take advantage of it. And like, I don't know.
How much is it?
The Rogue Echo
Tell
bike.
me.
So, because I
$2,000.
have the ski, I have the bike erg. I have the 3 Concept 2 machines, like
Okay, yeah.
bike erg, ski erg, row erg. Then I have the Echo bike. So the ski was 1,000.
You're like 3,500 deep, right?
Probably.
You gotta be.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. So the ski was 1,000. The bike erg was I think 900, something
Okay.
like that. The Rogue Echo was 880.
Yeah.
Because there's the assault bike, and that kind of looks like, I don't know. It's thinner. It's kind of like a tricycle. I don't know. I didn't love
Okay.
but it definitely does. It does.
The one you're
its
talking
job.
about has the arms too,
yeah,
right?
and you move your arms. So that was 880, and then the rower was 900, something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all near 1,000.
Yeah, you're up there.
So
Is it
it's
worth it?
So worth it. And
Why-
I take a lot of them though. I think 2 of them were refurbished. So I
Okay.
asked, what
Cheaper
was your
price?
question? Yeah, a little
Yeah.
cheaper because they were used in like competition.
Oh,
So, but
and
I'm
they'll
like,
work
that's
those.
cool, huh?
And they'll work those.
Yeah.
In those competitions, they'll run them through like the mud.
Yeah. So I'm like, how much would they have been without being refurbished? So, but I think it's so worth it. So
How come you don't have a treadmill?
you know what's funny? It's like the assault runners, like the air runners.
Those
I
are the
would-
curved ones, right? That only go as fast as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love one of those, but then I wouldn't have a reason to go to the gym on Saturday because Saturday is like my running day. Then I'm like, I can just do it at home. But part of me just loves the act of going and running somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, if I bought that, I seriously wouldn't need to go to the gym to do any cardiovascular
Wouldn't that be great?
stuff. It would be great, but sometimes I see different people on Saturday. I'm like, oh, that's the guy I see on Saturday. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Or something like that. So it's, I don't know, just, you know how you love the act, like, example, I have like a kombucha in my fridge and I could
what?
go a kombucha, like the drink, like the tea.
Oh yeah.
I could go drink that, but I'll probably stop and get one on my way home just because I like the act of getting out of my car and going to get like
Really?
a kombucha. Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
'Cause
I
I
just
hate it.
It's like my daily. I just enjoy it, you know. And then I know the people like at Aldi.
Okay.
It's so sweet, you know. They're
Okay.
like, "Oh, you're splurging today." I got like 4 things yesterday. I'm like, I know. So it's just those little acts, you know. It's just those things that fill your day and fill your cup.
Right.
It's just so I enjoy that. I enjoy like getting out of the car and, you know, so I enjoy grocery shopping. I don't think I could be one to like do like Walmart curbside or something like that because
Yeah.
I
You're
enjoy
judging
it.
me now.
I don't enjoy the stares
Now you're judging
that
me.
I get from men with their families.
What kind of stairs?
Like,
Why?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Because you're better than them.
Maybe.
They're intimidated.
You know what's funny?
Or they think you're attractive.
Maybe. Some are genuine stares, like, but some are just.
Well, you have to admit you don't. Okay, fuck that stare. Okay, fuck that stare. But
It's just
it's not.
so bad. So bad.
It's not something you see out and about very often unless you're at the gym.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't. That's how you dress.
Yeah. And you were even like, today, you were like, wear a jacket. And I'm like, okay.
Just think it's a little chilly.
Yeah.
in
But
here.
just generally, I'm like, I don't know why. If it's like subconsciously, I like to show like my shoulders.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. And it sounds very conceited if I say that. But it's like, I just don't really like wearing sleeves. But I used to.
But you worked for it.
You know, maybe you're right. And like, so part of me still thinks it is conceited to like show off. Like, oh, like, you know what I mean? I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't.
I don't either.
I really don't.
You know, I'm like, I do like to go like out in public and like show off my upper body, especially because
Yes.
I take the most pride. I
Mhm.
take the most pride in like all my body, but it's like my upper body, I feel like really shapes my figure,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, but is it conceited to like want to show that?
Yes.
You know?
It is. But why is that a bad thing?
Because you just said it. Like, who wants to be conceited?
You do.
No, I
Yeah.
don't.
And it's okay. Why can't you have that?
No, I just, and then sometimes I will like wear like a t-shirt, but I'm like, I just feel comfortable, more like me in like
Then
a tank
conceited
top.
isn't the right word.
Yeah.
There's got to be a different word.
Yeah, I don't like that word.
But I don't think it means a bad thing.
You don't think so?
You work for it. You eat bullshit chocolates so that you can have that body.
Maybe.
Why can't you? Why not?
Yeah, you're right.
It's like the guys who grow the longest beards, right? They
They're
put
prideful.
fucking beard oil in there. They comb it out.
As a guy, does it speak like a lot to have a long beard?
No. You know what?
Oh.
I wish that I could be clean shaven because I love the act of shaving.
Yeah.
I think it's romantic for me to like soap up, and I
like to pamper yourself.
I used to buy the soap that you had to like put the brush in, a boar's brush, and like I learned how to straight razor my own face, and like I loved the.
What does straight razor mean?
You know, like the old timey razors that fold out and it's just a razor.
No.
Like a straight razor. So you know the razors that you use now, it's got like 4 or 5 blades, right? And it's got like a moisturizing strip up top and anti-cut bullshit. Okay. This is a razor, and it's about that long, and it folds into itself, and you open it up, and it's got a handle, and you hold it.
So it looks like it's like a flat piece of metal, like a rectangle.
You've never seen a straight razor?
No, I know that 60% of your men on your your audience will know what you're talking about, but unfortunately, maybe some of us 40%ers don't.
I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've
I've
seen it.
probably seen it. Maybe your description is
That's
just
a straight razor.
weak.
Yeah, I could have a weak.
Looks like something I would use out in the wild.
Okay, so it's old. Like it's old school, but I taught myself how to use it. I think the act of shaving is very cool, but I got such a fat face that a beard is like a mask almost. You know what I mean? Because it hides that bullshit. Double chin.
I don't see it that way. But
You're a woman.
Okay.
Without a double chin. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I have sideburns.
Huh?
So I have sideburns. Sometimes I'll look at my side view, like I'll send like a Snapchat or whatever, and I'm like, wow, my sideburns like massive today.
You?
No, it's just like I think sometimes I see them, they feel like they go like all the way down here. But I think it's still feminine.
You should hit up Chelsea.
Oh my gosh, I heard you say. I heard you guys talking about
she'll strip your
all
face bare.
of her.
I know.
What's the word? All the things that she offers.
But she won't do my downstairs, so I'm not going. I'm not.
Would you actually get that done?
Oh my gosh.
You would?
I told you it's such a pain in the ass shaving.
Really?
That if and I didn't know that
because you have to lift and spread and everything like that
by
right?
yourself
because they're
upside down.
They're so loose.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine. I think she was saying that like the roots end up going away, or you damage them to the point where like half the hair grows back.
You pull it out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, because I guess as you sweat and everything, it like the smell, the moisture.
Yeah, I just don't want any of that stuff
in the hair. Is there a different service that offers that? Like, does it have a different name, or would it still be a Brazilian wax for a male?
There is I don't know. I think they're in California, but they're called balls and butts.
Oh, nice.
And it's a male, not a strip joint. What are they called? Wax spot.
Yes.
Spa, whatever. It's called balls and butts, and that's what they like specialize in.
Huh. But just like she was saying, like a lot of men can't even take a pluck of the eyebrow. So I feel like you'd have to be put to sleep for that. Most men. Because if you can't even take someone who's plucking your eyebrows, how are you going to undergo that?
My thing is, have you ever had one?
No.
Okay. I think she was saying you're like as open as you can be so she can get in there and do your deal.
I heard it's like second pain like to pregnancy.
No.
That's what I hear. That's what I heard. We should have asked her.
Hey, does it hurt as a woman to get kicked in between the legs?
I've never gotten kicked, but I've the barbell has hit me a few times.
And does that hurt?
Well, it's like more on the bikini line where I'll get hit.
Oh.
So I haven't gotten hit in between. So
Not even as a kid?
No.
You never fell on your bike or...
maybe.
Or jumped on something?
I can't remember.
No?
I'm sure it would hurt.
I don't know.
I know what the pain feels like around that general area, but I don't know about how it feels like.
Genital?
Yeah.
This was pretty good.
Really?
I'm going to have another little swig.
I thought it was just decor. My goodness. Oh, there you go. Is that a serving? Was that about a serving?
No.
How many servings was that? That what you just drank?
Less than one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was.
Yeah, I think a
where you
serving
just
is
need,
like 1.5 ounces.
A drop. Oh, okay.
1.5, I think that's a shot.
Huh.
That's enough to take the edge off, though, just for a little.
From that chocolate.
Don't ever come into my house with that.
Do you have an aftertaste in your
shit.
mouth?
No, it's gone. But I was worried that it was
See?
going to stay in my teeth.
See?
Mm-mm.
It was sure to go away.
No. So, okay, what did you do before you were like Superrena?
Superrena? What did I do with my life, you mean?
Yeah, were you still an out and about goer? Did you still go and see and do and live
stuff? Not really. I think
or were you just the typical like high school.
I'm just so to myself. I'm very careful on what I tell people. You know, I don't tell anybody just anything because like I think I've told you before, I do think it's like a privilege for someone to know your life. And again, not that my life is like all that, like, oh my gosh, you can't know my life. Like it's so top secret.
It's personal.
But it's personal,
Yeah.
you know, and not everyone just needs to know everything that's going on at all times. So I just love being home. I've always been that way. I've always been one to be able to just do stuff by myself.
Yeah.
You know, not because I didn't enjoy doing it with other people, but because, okay, I don't have to start a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to. There's no one to impress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just me and what I like to do. So, but I always just knew, I don't know. I knew I needed to move my body and I knew I needed to be healthy. So, but before I would draw. I've been drawing a lot. What else would I do? Yeah, I would just kind of hang out. But no, I was never outgoing but just little things. I'm still not. I just enjoy going to the store. I enjoy seeing the people from the gym. You know what I mean?
So like no concerts, no raves.
Not like that. No raves. Oh my gosh, no. I've been to a few concerts. No, I don't remember the last party I went to.
Really?
No.
You're not missing much.
I don't think I'm missing anything. And
if you're not a drinker or a drugger,
I'm not missing anything.
You just end up taking care of people if you don't go and partake in the
That's
bullshit.
The thing. Yeah.
You become the driver, you become the babysitter, you become...
Or I fall asleep.
Or you're just bored.
I'm tired.
Truthfully. Because
Honestly.
if I'm not drunk, I hate dealing with drunks.
Is that what you would do, though? Is that how Super Garrett grew up? Like,
I was the party.
just
Like,
the
I showed up
party.
with the party. I showed up with bottles and drugs.
You brought the party.
Fuck yeah. If you wanted to have a good time, you invited me.
Really?
Fuck, I
Were
was
you
the
popular?
man. Oh, dude. Like...
I need a picture. Like, you'll have to show me a picture.
I have pictures of back in the day.
You have a mullet now.
I have a mullet
I didn't
now.
even mention it. I'm sorry.
I
It
have
looks
a
great.
mullet now. You know what?
It looks warm.
Huh? You know.
That's
I
really
look-
nice. How
Is
long
it
did
really?
that take you? Yeah. Because I feel like the last time I saw you, it did not look like that.
How long does a mullet take? I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea. You're asking the wrong 40%er.
6 months, maybe?
Okay.
It's not the best mullet ever, but it's not
Are
bad.
you trying to go harder?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I'm going to be crazy.
Whoa. I'm going to have to start carrying
It's going to
some
become like
extra bobby pins for
my
Garrett.
identity for it.
Really? I can see you with a headband.
I'm trying to show you a picture of me in high school.
Wow.
Oh, here it is.
Popular Garrett.
Super popular. Super popular.
Oh my god.
And then remember I told you I used to do...
I think you posted that one, maybe.
I did a powerlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my lift. That was my first place lift. Can you see it?
How much was that? Yeah.
That was so those are 100-pound plates, and I had 3 on each side, so plus the bar, so 645.
100-pound plates? They
Yeah.
make those?
Yeah,
What in the world? Are they the same size? It's like a 45-pound plate, but it's like 100 pounds.
yeah.
That's insane.
Little me with my little trophy. That's a 1X shirt.
1X?
1X.
Wow.
I know. I hate looking at these pictures
Why?
because they just bum me out.
But you were, you know,
'Cause I could've been
20 years
great.
younger.
I did football. I was always active.
What do you mean you could have been great? If
that was
what?
pre-drugs and pre-alcohol and pre-party.
Oh.
So once
So what
I-
would you do every day in those pictures? Work out?
Oh, honestly,
Push-ups in your room?
oh, just everything. I used to watch Pumping Iron like 3 to 4 times a week.
That was it a show?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's
Okay.
weightlifting documentary.
Okay.
I
seen
had
that.
all the bodybuilding DVDs. Jay Cutler ripped to shreds. Dorian Yates, Blood and Guts. Like I was all about the gym. I used to skip school and take the bus to like the YMCA and lift for like 6 hours a day.
Would your family find out?
No, because I was doing online school. So I would literally just tape my mouse to an oscillating fan and it would keep my screen alive. I never got any work done, but I was at least active.
Whoa.
And that's all the computer checked because there was no like teacher actually in the classroom with you. And I would go to the gym and like I was super crazy on my diet. I used to remember Arnold Schwarzenegger's Animal Pack supplements?
No.
So it was a
I
tub
don't.
and it came with little individual cellophane packs that had about 14 pills in each thing. And I mean, they ranged from like that big to that big. They were just
Yeah.
big old horse pills.
Yeah.
I did those twice a day. When I was like cutting, I used to chew steak. Like I would cook steak and chew it just for the juices and then spit the meat out.
You wouldn't eat the meat?
No,
Why?
because it was just over my calories. I weighed everything. I checked everything. I used to throw 3 or 4 raw eggs in my protein shakes. Like,
whoa.
I was nasty with it. I was going to the gym sometimes 3 times a day, just going after
You
it.
would buy meat and spit it out, even though meat can be expensive.
I wasn't paying for it. I was just a kid.
Oh.
I mean, we had like food stamps and like stuff like that, so it was nothing to me. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Wow.
I could have been. Everybody says that though, right? Like, how full of shit are people?
We
when
can't
they
live with
say,
regret.
How I could have been.
What do you think
whatever.
about that? Do you live with regret?
Sure.
Really?
I think I
think
think a small amount of regret is healthy for you because it keeps you from doing that again.
Yeah.
In certain circumstance or whatever, or in like, it's a learning process. So like my kids, hopefully they get into like weightlifting and stuff like that. And you know what's funny is me doing the drugs and me doing the bad stuff that I did. I know what to look for.
Yeah.
So I feel like it almost made me a better parent. Had I not gotten out of that lifestyle, it would have been a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But now that I did and I survived it, and I'm smarter for it.
Yeah.
So I can look for signs, and they'll never be able to tell me like, you don't know what it's like, Dad. Bullshit. Like,
Did you start that in high school? Like
I started that in middle school.
Oh, but those pictures are from high school though.
So like gangs and that kind of stuff.
So you could have gotten out of it if you had wanted to.
I mean, obviously the answer that would be yes, right?
We need like a podcast or like a day like where someone just interviews you, because this is great.
Yeah.
And I think this is great for people to hear.
Yeah. The obvious answer, yes, I could have gotten out of it any time. But I believe, to an extent, being a product of your environment.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't.
It's just what you were around.
I think at a certain point it is your choice to stay in that. But then, like, people stay in what they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a chance.
Yeah.
Because it was like the cool thing to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then like it wasn't just from my
like
friends.
if I'm not cool, oh my gosh, what do I have?
Yeah, it wasn't just peer pressure from buddies at school. That I can survive all day, but it was like my dad and my uncles and like telling me, don't be a pussy. You know what I mean? You got to do this.
And it's so sad. Why is peer pressure so strong? I was just talking about this yesterday. It's like, I don't know. It's like, why my mom, for example, like we are tight as tight can be. And I'm like, why through all these years, why hasn't her voice and her opinion been the strongest peer? Why is peer pressure so strong? Why do I follow, a crowd that I see on like Instagram or wherever, friends I'm around, school, rather than the voice of my own mom? Why? You know what I mean? It seems bizarre, like from looking like outside in, but it's like when you're in it, it's just like the person who you think is your strongest mentor, their voice just goes silent. And it's like, no, peer pressure. Why is it so strong? You know what I mean? For these,
because you spend more time with your friends than you do at home, usually because okay, so
it's
let's
so
think.
sad to me. It made me a little sad.
Say
Again, no regret, but it's just something.
Say you go to school for 6 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
When you come home, your parents are usually working still. So they'll come home. I'm just saying in general.
Yes.
They'll come home 2 to 3 hours after you've already been home and established. So you're by yourself, or sometimes a friend will come and hang out with you or whatever. But then you got homework to do. Then you got your stuff to get ready for the next day or whatever. You don't really spend that much time with your parents as a young adult, if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, you're with them maybe 2 hours of the day.
Yeah.
And that might be some dinner and some TV time and but you're together on your phone.
Again, it's what you're around.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a phone jail when
some people do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Some people do that, and they say it really
Phone
helps
jail.
them to like disconnect from social media.
Just in general.
I can't do it.
My screen time was up 1 hour from last week.
I won't look at my screen time.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't want to know what it is. I don't.
Yeah.
I have unlimited data, and I still get messages from Verizon being like, you've used 90% of your whatever, and I'm like, but I have unlimited.
What's the disconnect
Just be
here?
careful.
Be
I
careful
know.
out there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The want to fit in. Why wouldn't you want to fit in with what you have to deal with?
Yes.
Because your family's going to love you no matter what.
Yes.
Your family's going to accept you for who you are.
Yes, but it's like I heard this quote. It's like your family will always love you, but they won't always like you. you know.
But it's a
and I'm
safety
like, I
net.
want both. You know what I mean?
It's a safety
like,
net, though.
Yeah.
You can always fall back on home.
Yeah, but I don't think that's an excuse to do wrong. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they'll love me. You know, I can do wrong. I don't know. I would just
Now,
always.
what about when your parents are the ones who are teaching you to do wrong?
How so? How would a parent?
Like
teach you to
my
do
dad, when
wrong?
I was a kid, our bonding time. So like I'll play video games with Trent and Wyatt, or I'll tickle him or hug him or whatever. His bonding time was like playing arms or playing bloody knuckles.
Like arm wrestling. What's
no,
arms?
Like we would punch each other in the arm.
Oh my
First
gosh.
person to give up
No.
loses.
Oh no.
Or like when he would get out of jail, he would tell me about everything he learned how to do in there, how to like make bone crushers out of newspaper and how to cook, and like those are the life skills that he gave me. How to be
Wow. How to pull your teeth out.
how to
with
be a piece of shit.
Oh my gosh.
How to just be institutionalized. Even when my dad got out,
Yeah.
like we had liquor stores now. You don't have to make. There would be bags of like molded fruit and vegetables in a bag underneath the toilet because he'd make his own hooch. Because that's the shit that he used to do when he was
Hooch.
locked up.
So-
Pruno. Alcohol.
Oh.
He would make his own fermented alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
And
When he
that's-
would show you how to do that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Or
Do
he
you
would-
think that was just how, because of his time, or do you think it was like the generation?
What else did he have to teach me?
Yeah. Yeah.
He taught me what he could. I feel bad for the guy because
Was his childhood great?
no,
Oh, okay.
No,
See,
his
it just follows.
his was worse than mine. His was way worse than mine.
Mm.
That dude, he never had a chance. Because at
Really?
least I had my mom's side.
Yeah.
At least I could fall back to my gran and pop, like I told you about,
Yeah.
or my uncle over here, or
Yeah.
like if this is my dad and this is my mom.
Oh.
Well, it really should be the other way around. If this is my dad and this is my mom,
Savage apple. Yeah.
this is all dark.
Really?
This is all dark and miserable.
Ooh, I can feel that.
Yeah.
When you said that.
And over
I felt
here,
that.
you had some hope and you had some laughter and you had a chance.
Some light. Yes.
But I couldn't get away from it.
huh.
I couldn't.
And I wonder how that feels. You know what I mean? Because I've never had to feel that. Had to feel like you said, he didn't have anything going for him. I wonder how that feels for a person thinking, I have nothing going for me, and someone.
Yeah.
That actually might be true.
Yeah.
You know, because of course, you think that everyone thinks that, but like most likely it's not true. But for that to be, you know, to have some truth to it, like, wow, you really aren't doing anything with your life.
Mm-mm.
I wonder how that feels. And
Yeah.
for someone to come to terms with that,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do? You know what I mean? It feels hopeless, I'm sure.
I know that. I don't know if he's ever watched this show, or I don't know if
Have
he's
you told
ever
him you have a
seen it.
show?
No, I haven't. No,
Oh.
not at all. But he might watch it. You know, it
Mhm.
could be seen. I could never imagine my kids telling the stories that I've told
Stories.
about my dad
Oh,
or how I grew up. If I heard my kids explain their childhood the way that I've explained mine, it would absolutely crush me.
issue. Yeah.
It would destroy me.
Yeah.
And like I try, perspective is reality, right? So I can't really put myself in his shoes. But imagine just knowing and feeling and living a failed life.
Yeah. And people are born and they die with that. You
Like
know?
imagine if you had a 31-year-old son out there who never talked to you. What if you had grandkids that you never knew
Yeah.
and you never get to know?
Yeah.
What does
Wow.
that feel like?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that. And it makes me
Oh.
want to cry. That's the stuff that makes me feel bad.
Yes.
And it's like, all right, I know that I've made it out of that lifestyle because I have a heart.
Mhm.
I can still, even though that dude put me through whatever he did, I can still be like, that sucks to be you.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you.
Wow. And imagine, a 31-year-old son, and you've never met. I always say I don't know what having children feels like, but it's like that is your seed. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And
It's you.
so I hear like that is once you have children, I think this is what I think of it to be. Like your life, you've made the decision that your life, it's not over, but it's definitely, it will never be the same.
No, because you're living for
Ever
something
again.
else.
Now it
Right.
is your responsibility for this seed, and so it's kind of scary when I think about it that way. But I was talking to my family about this, and my mom is like, "But when you know that when you're ready for that, you can just feel it." You know, and I'm like, do you though? You know what I mean? Are you ever ready to give up your life? I don't want to say your life is over, but like, it's not all about you anymore. And
Your
I don't
personal
know.
life is
You can't
over.
be selfish anymore, you know, but some parents are, you know.
I was for a long time.
You were a selfish parent.
I was still on drugs and alcohol.
Did you think to yourself, you know, these are like, now it's not all about I'm going to change my life now. Did you think about that
plenty
before?
of times? I've
Really?
gotten sober 100 times.
Yeah.
But it never worked out.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'd have that instant regret and be like, I'm my dad.
That's so terrifying to me.
I'm my father.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Really?
Oh, especially like if I would leave everybody at home to go to the bar, or go to the strip club, or go party at house parties with guns and drugs everywhere and hookers and strippers and
something could totally happen to you, and
and I set that up.
You did that. You caused that.
I made that happen.
Yeah.
And I was still there with
And you have seeds at home.
kids and a wife at home.
Yes.
Just lying to them, not letting them know what I'm doing.
Wow.
I lived a completely double life.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Do you know how exhausting that is?
Because it's one thing, and then you forget what you said, and then you're trapped in this lie, and then
And I don't have that good of a memory.
you forget what you told her.
I don't have that good of a memory.
no.
So it was just like the blind leading the blind every day. Every
Wow,
day.
you're
I didn't.
caught in your own lies.
And I don't look over my shoulder anymore. My phone can stay right side up. I can leave my phone in the other
really?
room.
It used to be the...
No, my phone was in my hand, upside down on me.
Oh.
You ain't seeing this.
Wow.
I used to change my password like once a week.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I didn't have my thumb recognition just in case I was sleeping and she put my thumb.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm good at this.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't
You're
do that
in
kind
the
of
game.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know the game.
Yeah.
I know the game, and it's just
And you can see the game.
100%.
You can spot the game a lot
100%.
better than I could. You'd be like, Rena, that guy's this and that. And I'd be like, really? And
I've told you before.
I know the game. Yeah.
I've told you before.
Yeah. Oh, it's scary.
It's not that scary. It's kind of cool.
He's like, I'm really good at this game.
It's kind of cool to think about. Like,
Yeah.
but again,
Player one.
It's
Yeah.
because I have something to pass down. Like, it may not be the best thing to pass down.
That's something you can pass your knowledge.
How not to do it and why you
Yes.
shouldn't.
And here's why.
Not how to do it.
Here's my concrete
but-
evidence.
Correct. This is
Yes.
not good for you.
Yes.
I don't have anxiety attacks anymore.
Mm.
I don't have panic attacks anymore. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
chilling. I'm off. Like, I had to go to is it a psychiatrist that gives you drugs or a therapist? I had both at one point,
The psychiatrist.
but I'm off of that.
Yeah.
And it's such a better life. It's cleaner.
Yeah.
My worries are different now. Now I'm like, not
Because
where,
weren't those supposed to give you no worries?
it just numbs you.
Right.
It
But then
makes
they
you-
would come.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing goes away.
And that's the thing with anxiety or things like that. It's like if you don't give yourself time to think about those things that scare you during the day, little mental breaks,
Yeah.
and then it all hits you at one point
Yeah.
when you're trying to sleep, right?
And it's miserable.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
Like I've said before, there's people's lives that I've changed because of my actions. And there's people's lives that are hard now because of the stuff that I've done. And I have to live with that. And it's hard to...
Are those the things that would like haunt you
Yeah.
or make you anxious?
Seeing
Like guilt?
people's faces, seeing certain things that I've done.
Because
just
of guilt.
Images in my head. Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Of course. Because I don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be that guy. You're just placed in that.
But in the moment where you like, I don't want to be this guy, but...
No, in the moment, I found my identity in that.
How long after you did these actions would you think, wow, I probably shouldn't have done that?
Sometimes immediately, like if the
Okay,
guy's not
I thought
waking
it would
up,
take some time. Oh,
I'm like, oh, I killed this guy.
yeah,
Well, okay.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? I think I've talked to you about her before, Byron Katie. I'm reading her book right now, Loving What Is. Oh my God, I just love her. In her book, she said any anger or frustration or anything that we feel is because we are not here in this present moment. Everything that we feel, anger, anything negative that we feel is all because of incidences of past and future. Think about it. Like in this moment, no ties to me, nothing.
Okay.
I'm just like a person sitting here. You have nothing tied, no anger from the past, no worry from the future. So in this moment, if you're just here with someone else and there's no ties to anything, you're just present and you're here.
Yeah.
There's to be no anger. There would be no reason to do anything. Whatever. Let's say this guy said something really hurtful to offend you, hit you, whatever. It's the past now and it's over, right? And it's like, you're just here. Then there's really no, you know what I mean?
But how long?
But you're not here.
How long until something happens does it become the past? Immediately?
Immediately. Now, the word that you just said, immediately, it's gone.
No.
It's gone now when I just said it. It's the past,
Somebody slaps you in the face while you're at Aldi. 2 seconds pass, and you're like, oh.
Well, and I'm like, I'm not hurting anymore. I might feel a little bit of a tingle sensation, but it's
For
like,
real?
I'm not slapped anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's being here now. Every second and every time your mind goes to where you once were, it is a disservice and you are not here anymore. And you'll never get this moment back, November 6th, whatever time it is, ever. It's gone. And then I'm dwelling about this guy that slapped me and I'm missing what's happening right now. They could be restocking avocados and I'm missing it. You know what I mean? So something like that. And it really changed the way that I feel. I don't think of myself as an angry person, but just how I feel in general. I'm so patient now.
That's
Even
cool.
when I'm waiting at like a stop sign or someone's driving really slow in front of me, I'm like, but you're going to get where you need to be right now. Just enjoy where you are. Enjoy
good.
being behind the safe, slow driver.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Being here.
I wonder if that'll change for you if you ever have kids.
You think?
I
They'll be
think.
like,
I think. Because it brings a whole different stress. That's what I was going to say earlier.
I think I'll still have patience.
Now I'm not stressed out about scoring. I'm stressed out about like
Scoring? What do you mean?
getting drugs.
Oh.
Now I'm stressed out about like, am I going to make it to the parent-teacher conference on time?
Mm.
We got to get to school and these fucking kids can't find their left shoe. Like, that's pissing me off.
But then you're like, let's find your shoe. Because that's all you can do. You can't get to the conference if you don't have the shoes.
I wish you were my mom.
You know what I mean? It's like we can't move forward until we deal with the present.
That's good.
So it's like, let's find these shoes and then we'll get to the conference.
But when does the present, this is going to get deep, when does the present become the past?
Right now.
Second by second.
Second by second.
No
You
way.
have to live life that way.
No.
What is it, 10 seconds?
I don't
you
know.
You can't say that.
I'm just saying.
No, truly. Yes, it's second by second, moment by moment. Each moment. Yes.
Is that realistic?
I believe so.
Well, you're doing it.
I'm doing it. And there are times, where I forget this and I have to bring myself back.
Yeah. So does anything matter?
It does matter. I believe that's a really good question. It does matter. And never is there a time where it's like, of course, I will always know you and I'll remember everything that you've said to me, but I won't use that. I won't let any of that deter what I do, or how I see the present moment. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Garrett said this to me, like, I guess negative wise. When it comes to negativity, this is all like negative focused.
Yeah.
I won't let that make me impatient. I won't let that make me angry. But it's like, Yeah. But things do matter. Of course, this is your life.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're in a moment and you feel these negative feelings like anger, frustration,
Jealousy,
or whatever.
negative
Yes.
stuff.
Don't bring those things that have once happened or that will have been. You have to deal with what is right now.
So you just have like a fuck it mentality. Like, it happened. There's nothing I can do about it.
I think it is kind of like the F girl way of like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is in the most non-F girl way. Like, not like, it is what it is, bro.
No,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like, it is what it is. I dropped her. It is what it is.
Like
but
a
it's
more
like,
sensitive.
it is like a very gentle, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because it happened and it is. And there's nothing, you cannot argue. These are totally like Byron Katie's laws of life, but it's like you just cannot argue with reality.
But how are you 19 and thinking like this?
Yeah, I don't
For real,
maybe I'm
what
not.
are you?
I don't know.
That fucking food you're eating is turning.
It's alter ego,
Yes,
guys.
you
Try
need to
it.
stop eating that.
I know.
No, because I'm still pissed off that I had that chocolate.
Really. It's
I
like
know
I'm
it's in
using
the
that against
past,
you
but
right
I'm
now.
still fucking mad in the present. You know what?
It's hard to think about.
We haven't talked about Sally McNeil.
We need to talk about Miss Sally McNeil.
I did my research. Like,
whoa, he has notes. Oh, and they're so organized.
I know.
Oh, man.
So, what's Killer Sally?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
It's called Killer Sally on
Killer
Netflix.
Sally on Netflix.
I think there's 3 episodes.
That's it.
Wow.
And they're like an hour long, right?
Yeah, it was about an hour. It takes me about an hour to do my makeup, and I watched a whole one.
So I'm going to read from my notes, but we're talking to viewers out there, okay?
Yes.
So Sally McNeil, professional bodybuilder.
She looks great.
Yeah. Do you know she's out?
What do you mean now?
She got out in 2020. She
Of
did 25
jail?
years.
She did?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know she was in jail.
Yeah.
I thought it was just go ahead, though.
Valentine's Day, 1995.
Yes.
She did 25 years for murdering her husband.
Wow.
25
didn't know
years.
she
Released
even-
in 2020. Ray McNeil, who was another professional bodybuilder.
The friend. His friend, right?
No, her husband.
Oh, her husband's name is Ray.
I think
okay.
his friend's name was like DJ or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they used to bounce together and do.
Yes. Yeah.
So DJ is the guy that used to give Ray his steroids and stuff. But then Sally, okay, so they met in Marines. They were Marines.
They were Marines.
They met doing like semi-pro bodybuilding competitions, right? And then they fell in. Do you know they were only together for 2 months before they were married?
She said a few months. Yeah.
2 months.
Wow.
Can you?
And him being ready to be like, okay, I'm going to take on. You have 2 children. My mind is made. Let's get
Yeah, they
married.
weren't his kids.
That's a lot of responsibility.
And they were already a little bit older.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they started calling him dad.
They straight up, but they hated him.
And it was so sad. They would make. Go ahead, finish with your notes. Are you done?
We'll just talk about it.
Yeah, but it's the boy, the son. What's the son's name? I forget. I don't know the kid's name.
I forget the kid's name, but he was like, I think he's the devil.
He said he would they would both sit in the room.
Yeah.
And he would make him watch the dad
each other get beat
with the belt. And then it made me so sad when he was like, I knew I was next.
Yeah.
Knowing that you were about to get whipped and watching your little sister get the same punishment.
And then
that is no way to punish.
He did something wrong, and he knew that the script was flipped because the dad,
when
Ray,
he came home all scratched up.
No.
Oh.
When he told him like, you're an adult now, like he messed up at school or did something, he's like, you're an adult now. I'm not going to beat you with my hand. I'm going to go get the belt.
Yeah.
And he started whooping his ass.
That's so
and he thought he was the devil. He hated him.
Yeah.
Because so she shot him.
Oh, she
Sally McNeil.
I haven't even yeah, okay.
You haven't watched it?
I saw the first episode.
Oh, just
but
the
they
first.
didn't say anything.
Oh,
about
okay.
It. Yeah.
So Valentine's Day, they got into an argument, and he left. Ray left, the guy. And she was like, well, I don't know where he is. It's Valentine's Day. I want to go find him. She went to the neighbor's house and was like, hey, can you watch my kids for a little bit? I'm going to go to this one bar and see if he's there. And so she starts getting ready, putting her makeup on and stuff, and he comes home. He's like, where are you going? She's like, well, I was going to go to this bar and see if I could find you. Well, there was a lot of jealousy and infidelity and stuff like that.
Because she was getting ready? Or because she had makeup on?
He had that guilty conscience because he was a big-time cheater, because she would find like women's phone numbers and women's love letters, and she'd be like, you need to break up with her, and then they would break up and he'd find somebody new.
So where was he on Valentine's Day?
He was at that bar, but he had come home. And so they got into a big old argument, and he started choking her. Well, he was always choking her.
He was always choking her.
He was always choking her, always beating her.
Because I heard her say, like, okay, why does he have to choke me, though?
You're going to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she shot him once. First, she pointed the gun at him, the shotgun, and that pissed him off. So he came at her. And
Where were the children? With the neighbors still?
They were at the house.
Oh.
The boy was asleep, and the mom was in. The boy was asleep, and the girl was in her room. And then all that happened, and then he got up. He's a big dude. He took that first shot and got up again, and then she shot him in the face. Well, he didn't even die right there. And the daughter, when she came out, she was screaming like, Dad. You can hear it on the 911 recording. And, Dad, no, Dad. And he didn't even die right there.
After you got shot in the face?
After he got shot twice, once in the face. He didn't even die. And she said when I came out, it just smelled like pennies. It smelled like copper. Well, that's all the iron in his blood, right? And he actually made it to the hospital. He died in the hospital. He didn't even die like in the ambulance or anything. And then they prosecuted her for murder.
But was it murder? I mean, it was murder, but it was also self-defense.
In my opinion, it was self-defense. But if you haven't watched episode 2,
I haven't watched episode 2.
So Ray's friend, that DJ guy, said that she was like always getting physical and always getting violent, and then like a bunch of other friends and like other acquaintances.
Was she, or was she just trying to wrestle?
I don't know, because they all said that she would get crazy, like going on the balcony and throwing dumbbells out of the balcony onto his car.
Oh my gosh! I'd be like, "Can you pass me my 25 back?"
Well, and then so they go through. Let me see. They go through.
See, there's two sides. There really
They go
are.
through her like military records, and she's just written up all the time because she was always argumentative, always fighting, always whatever. But let me see.
I wonder if before he started like choking her, if he had a reason why he was just always deciding to choke. You know what I mean? Like,
She
is there
blamed it on
something-
the steroids.
Okay.
But I know so many people on steroids.
And she was on steroids herself.
Yeah, she was on
eventually.
steroids too.
Yeah.
She took like full on testosterone.
Because remember, she was saying, I never thought females should take testosterone because your voice would get like this.
Yeah,
But
then,
she ended up taking testosterone?
because he would tell her like, "You ain't shit. I'm the best one in the family."
Wow.
It was all about winning. They wanted to win in bodybuilding. They wanted to win in lifting competitions, but they wanted to win over each other.
And that's so sad because it's two different divisions and they will never be up against each other ever. So
No,
what
but
does
they
it
were
matter?
they were straight taken. They were king and queen of those competitions. Like they were.
So it's like, can't that be enough? You know what I mean? Why does one have to be superior over the other?
So does steroids really do that though? That amount, because I guess homie was just juiced to the gills. So does it like?
I remember when she was like, I took my kids to Mexico, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
To go get drugs.
Because she knew.
Yeah.
So
Do you think that was really traumatizing for them?
For the kids?
Yeah. Because why do you think she didn't want to talk about that?
Because she feels like shit. She's guilty. She feels bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing to do.
To take her kids to
smuggle
go get
drugs
drugs.
across the border and bring your kids with you. That's kind of a fucked up thing to do. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. If say she was violent and say she was crazy all the time and people have recollections of her doing that kind of stuff, was it because that's what she really was? Or did she have to adapt to her living situation and become that? Because she was always getting attacked by him. Or was she
So like, how else
starting
will I
it?
defend myself? Almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Or did she really start the arguments and he was just not putting up with it?
Yeah.
But to choke?
You would think that he would leave earlier, though. You would think that a guy like that would be like, "Hey, I'm out." Then.
But he might have had like abandonment issues because his mom gave him away when he was like 2 months old.
Yeah. Oh,
2
months.
years or 2 months?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought it was like 2 months. Could have been
Maybe.
2 years.
Probably 2 months then.
But he stayed with an aunt. And the aunt's house was like decrepit and like roaches everywhere. And like he grew up in that lifestyle. He went to the military to like
Get away.
escape so that he could live somewhere clean. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So like both of them, but I don't know what her background was.
What happened with her first marriage? Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that
And he
far.
was also racial, or what's the word?
biracial.
Biracial.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Ray was?
No, her husband before, because her children were mixed, right?
Yeah, her kids were black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it made me sad because she would say, remember they were at like Disneyland or somewhere, and then everyone was staring at Ray. Remember, she was like, everyone's staring at him.
Oh yeah.
You know, and she said it's also because imagine the way that they looked, and also because it's a biracial couple.
Right.
Isn't that sad?
In
you
the
know
90s.
what I mean? In the 90s. Isn't that so sad? Like, they're not only looking at you because to society you're a freak, but you're also in a biracial couple, which is also kind of like frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Is it still?
I feel like
You think so?
it's
I feel like
definitely,
that's
it
the
raises some
popular thing
eyebrows.
to do now.
It depends, I feel like, which way you go.
I
I don't know. I feel like it
Maybe
always
only
is
for
just
celebrities.
confusing. For
Maybe
whatever
only
reason.
celebrities it matters.
It's sad that it's confusing. Why does it have to be confusing? You know what I mean?
Because I'm gonna say I see that stuff, but it's not really stuff. I just see biracial
couples.
relationships all over the place. I don't ever think about it. I don't ever.
Yeah, me either. But it's sad. It's sad that people think about it and think, huh, you know? And it's like if you were in a room and you had to like pair people together, it's like you would usually pair up people with the same color hair, you know what I mean? And it's sad, you know? So I'm glad that they, for the time that they were together and happy for however long that was, like, it was like, who cares?
But wasn't
you know
he
what I
beating
mean?
her up like honeymoon?
Oh,
2
she said
months
like
in?
3 days after the wedding,
Yeah.
right? She's like, I should have left 3 days after my
Mhm.
wedding. But it's for her, it was probably like, how embarrassing would that be?
I think she really loved him.
She said she would do anything for him.
I think, and she did. She was the breadwinner.
She had it. She kept him even after like she knew the way he was treating her children.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, after
That's
you
fucked.
see the way that she treats your two children and you're still with him, then it's like at that point it's just.
And then remember for Christmas, they got him a badge that said dad. And he's like, you see this? This means I get to beat you with a belt now. You remember that on the video? It was like a homemade video.
Oh, on episode 1? Was that episode
It was episode
Okay.
1, and he's wearing the badge. And he's like, look, it says dad. This means when you misbehave, I get to beat you with a belt. They caught that shit on camera.
So sad.
It was, what causes people to stay in that, though?
Like the way he was acting.
Both of them. If you're that unhappy that you're beating kids now.
Do you know unhappy people on steroids?
I mean, I don't know. They could be. Not everybody's really out in the open about steroids anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Back then, you think it was like, yeah, I'm on steroids.
No, back then it was even worse.
It was very still
Back
like
then it was
secretive.
like, I'm not. Nobody was on steroids. Nobody. And that's what she even said. There's no way you're top 5 bodybuilder in this industry and not on steroids. Like,
And they stopped drug testing, right? Because she was saying like, well, the judge, or they showed like the host or something.
one of the hosts, yeah, he actually
he was
did,
like, let's stop because people want to see freaks. You know what I mean? So
because
he's like,
one year they ran real drug tests.
and they kicked him out. Like if you
and
were
everybody
on drugs.
came in all shriveled up and low energy and not looking great. And then
Oh.
people that had
That's not going to bring us money, right?
people that had paid for the VIP seats
We're
came up to him. They're
disappointed.
like, "We pay to see fucking freaks. Don't do this again next year." And they stopped doing drug tests.
That is
And
so
next year they came back
sad.
fucking Jack Dieseled.
That is so sad. And even now, like there's still certain competitions that are drug tested and ones that are not, right? Because it's legal. Now,
I don't think
right?
it's legal.
It's not legal.
I don't think it's ever. No, I
So
don't.
everyone out there is natural.
No.
So how do they get away with that then?
Fake piss or
Oh.
however they do it. Enough money will
I
get
thought
you
there were
out of it.
competitions you could go to and they didn't, like
Like-
steroids were permitted.
Like in the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting, you're not supposed to be on steroids, and they do drug tests and stuff like that. They didn't used to.
Oh.
They didn't used to, but now they're highly regulated, and they don't look like they used to look anymore. It's just, I mean, I remember when Brock Lesnar was fighting Cain Velasquez. Those two, Cain Velasquez had a 5X glove. He had bear paws. His head was the size of Barry Bonds. Like, his head was that size. You're telling me my man's not on steroids?
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
He is steroids.
And the neck gets like really wide.
Yeah,
Oh my
but you've
gosh.
seen, like, you see the toll it takes. You've seen people now that aren't on steroids anymore,
Yeah. And they look insane.
and they just, their body's not there.
Oh.
You
I've
have-
seen some that are like, whoa.
You've seen Arnold at the beach, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't like know too much about Arnold. I know of him.
You're
But
still
I
young.
wasn't. Yeah, I'm still young.
He's like the mecca of bodybuilding, though. I'm surprised.
He's an actor too, right?
Duh.
Okay. I didn't know if he was just a competitor, but I'm like, I swear he's been in like movies.
He was in the Austrian army, and then he came to America, and then he did Conan. And they were like, because of your accent, we're never going to find any movies for you. Because you're so big, you're never going to get any jobs acting. And when they filmed Conan, they asked him to lose 50 pounds for that role because he was too big. But then they also said, had we want to do this movie without him, we would have had to build a character for him.
See,
So it doesn't make sense. But he was going to school, he was doing acting classes, he was doing speech therapy, and he was going to the gym full time.
oh my gosh, they're trying to like wash his character away, like who he was. And do you notice that like there are no movies with like muscular females unless that's what the role calls for, you know?
Like what?
I don't know, just any movie in general.
Like the new Thor? Have you seen it?
Sure. No, I haven't seen
Natalie
it.
Portman's all jacked in this movie now.
But is it because
she's
she
Thor.
has to be?
Yeah, she's now Thor.
See, and it's like, unless you have to be, it's like, why can't it for a part? I guess, is it distracting?
No, because it's still not the norm.
But they put, well, I guess, because like they put, notice like in every movie now, like there's like a gay couple.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So it's like, is it because that's like the norm?
And if you can get a gay black couple, that's like gold.
Yeah. So that's the norm, right? Or that's
it's
more
not the
common.
Norm. It's propaganda. It's the agenda that people are trying to push.
Even cartoons now, like they have gay, but they don't have like muscular.
No.
I think it's. You think it's
Or if
coming?
they do have muscular, it's like a joke. Like she's just dumb.
Like she's the bully or something.
Yeah, or she's just a caveman looking.
But she can't just be like a character.
I mean, She-Hulk.
But it's the name is She-Hulk.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No,
Or
because
Captain
it's
Marvel?
just a regular character. You know what I mean? Like someone in a movie, like whatever movie it is.
Okay.
It's like she's not muscular. You know what I mean? I guess is it hard to find?
No, I can think of
Are there
individual roles that I know what you're talking about, but it's very niche. Because it's still not like it's accepted on a.
I think it's just distracting and to a viewer, not to me, but it's what I mean. Like,
well, I think it's accepted on an individual base and not on a broad spectrum yet.
Takes away from the movie, though. I feel like.
Well, that's all they're going to talk about, though.
Did you see
they're not going to talk
jacked Vanessa or whatever?
Yeah, they're not going to talk about the lines or the acting. They're going to talk about.
because it would take away from the movie.
I mean, that's true, though, right?
Yeah. Well, no. I would probably be like, oh my gosh, like, did you see this girl? And she was like, but it might be true.
It would be true.
And you think that's why?
The reason I know it would be true is because you notice the absence of it. So you're looking for it.
Oh.
And since you're not seeing it, you're noticing the absence of it, which means that if it was there, you would notice it. Yeah.
Oh. But do you think other people are out there noticing the absence of muscular females in movies?
Muscular men, too, because remember that movie Baywatch came out with The Rock and what's his name? Zac Efron. And all anybody talked about was Zac Efron. Oh, he's on steroids. Oh, look at the way his body glows. You can tell that he uses needles because of this and that. The discoloration of his skin shows this and this.
And nothing was about Baywatch.
And it had nothing to do with Why do people go watch The Rock movies? To see The Rock fuck shit up, to do some crazy stuff that normal people can't do. Normal people aren't throwing guys through concrete walls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But every movie, that's what The Rock does.
Do you think the normal person is slender, though?
No. I mean, the normal person these days is overweight. Isn't America like the
But you don't see movies with an overweight main character, again, unless it's...
But if you do, they're funny.
Why is that?
Funny fat guy.
Why does a fat guy have to be funny?
I'll tell you why. Because it usually rolls that way. It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, okay. You've told me that. But it's like, there can't be a funny, serious... Or no, there can't be a serious, fat main character. Like Honey Boo Boo, right? Funny.
Gross. People just watched that show back in the day to like
it's gross.
be mean to
it's
her.
Either gross or funny. Like it can't be just serious.
Or My 600-Pound Life. Those two sisters.
And it's sad.
Tammy
Either
and
sad,
whatever.
or it can't just be a movie like the Taken movies, right?
Right.
And that girl, she couldn't be fat.
Right.
You know,
Chris Farley as Beverly Hills Ninja. He was a fat ninja. That's funny.
Or Fat Albert.
Or Fat Albert, or anything Jack Black does.
That's funny. Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's okay, but you just wonder why.
That's the norm.
Are all fat people funny?
No, most are very sad.
Yeah.
Funny is, like I said, funny is a
Defense.
defense mechanism. And I know a lot of big guys.
I don't even like that word.
What?
Fat. Like heavy set, maybe.
No, we don't need to be PC. Fat is fat, and that's okay.
I think there's
It's okay,
friendlier
right?
way. It is okay, but it's just so thrown. You know what I mean? Like hot. Like when you call a girl hot. Like, oh, you're hot. Like, you're pretty.
But even hot's a spectrum. Something can be hot without that person being quote unquote hot. Like, you know how women find men attractive when they have good parenting skills?
Yes.
They might not be the most attractive guy, but they know how to treat their kid.
Yeah.
And that's hot.
Really? I would say that's kind. Like, oh, he's
That's not your thing.
respectful.
But I know you know what I'm
most-
talking about, right?
Yes.
Or like anything. When somebody does something that you're looking for, that's hot. Right?
Sure, yeah.
Or no?
I see it. I've never used that word.
What do you use?
Oh, that's attractive. Oh, that's
Sexy?
kind. No. They're just so thrown, like fat, sexy, hot. You know, it's like
What would you rather say?
pretty, attractive, heavy set, larger, bigger. You know.
I remember when I worked security.
Or do you think like that's does that bug you? Like, stop trying to be all nice about it. Like, it is what it is.
It's
Pity?
no, not pity. It's PC.
What does that stand for?
Politically correct.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to say, I remember I used to work security. I was an admin officer, and I worked at the front desk. And the lady that worked next to me, her name was Karen. Well, we had multiple Karens.
Oh, wow.
And so one of the employees came down, and they were like, hey, and I was like, Karen? And they were like, no, I don't know her name.
Karen
She's like, and I was like, is she black? Because we had one black Karen who would sit in the front with me. She happened to be black. But the way that they were saying, she's kind of like, she looks, and I was like, is she black? Yeah, you can't. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, that's the problem, is everybody is so
Careful.
or sensitive. But my thing is, like, do you really care that much about that subject, or is it popular right now?
Yes, I see. If you're trying to describe someone, okay. But it's like, say you're telling a story, right? And then you say, like, this man, this and that. And then someone asks, like, was he black? And you're like, yeah. And then, like, the whole story changes. When you think of a man...
Or if you come out and you're
first-
like, this fucking black dude.
Yes,
Yeah,
but you
you're
wouldn't
right.
say that with a story like this white man. Because when you think of a story
I
like
would.
that... Really?
I do.
I've never, yeah.
This white dude, this black dude, this...
Okay, regardless of their race, you say that. The
yeah.
race.
I
Okay.
don't... But, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then once it's established, I don't say it anymore.
Okay.
Like,
but
if I'm
just for your
telling-
listener to
If I'm like, hey, yo, I was talking to this chick, Rena. Well, no, you're right.
what would you call me?
I would say it just like I said.
Black chick?
No.
Oh.
I would say it just like I was talking to this chick. If we weren't friends
Yes.
and somebody was asking me what I was doing, I was talking to this chick, Rena.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this black chick, Rena.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh,
Why is that?
I don't know. But it's only with, I feel like, black or something different. It's
No,
like,
because I've said this white dude to this fucking Mexican cat all the time.
oh.
I say that stuff all the time.
Mm.
But I'm Mexican and I'm white.
Yeah.
So I guess I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I'm black and I'm like Mexican, Hispanic, but it's like most often people are like, oh, someone told me they're like, you have like that like black body type. And I'm like,
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm like, I have no idea
You know
what
these
that means.
fat black aunties I know? You know what I mean?
I have no idea what that means.
Am I wrong though?
No. I don't know. I'm like, do you mean like strong? Do you mean like
Muscular, toned.
like big bone? Do you know what I don't know. So I'm like, I just kind of,
That's
I
not a
try to
compliment.
put it back. I try to just like, again, I try not to tie it to anything and just, they said what they said. It's over now. And
Oh,
you
you're
don't have
living
to.
that
You
Dana
don't gotta think
Brunswick, or
about-
what's her name?
Byron Katie.
Byron.
Dave Brunswick. It's so
No,
bad.
It's fine though. Just say what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
If you like, I feel
If
like
it comes out, then okay. But it's like, I've been trying not to be like this black man or this black woman. You know what I mean? It's just a woman or a man,
yeah, but it helps with the story because you
To
wouldn't
paint a
mind
picture.
saying this tall guy, right?
Yeah. But think, okay, this man. What immediately what comes to mind? What man?
But immediately I want to go, what did he look like?
Oh, is that what you think?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't just try to paint your own picture.
It's just, are they adjectives?
black.
Is that
Description words, yeah.
I like
adjectives.
description words.
Yeah.
But being in security too, for as long as I've been in, like we have to do that.
Just to be descriptive.
Yeah, black
Yes.
male, 6 foot looking,
Yeah.
slender build. wearing white t-shirt, black pants.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, because I've heard plenty of stories where, like, if I'm upset with a guy, like this fucking Mexican or this fucking white dude over here.
And we're not bad people. You know, it is not bad. It's just I like to observe and I like to notice, you know, what people do and, you know, so.
You know what really bugs me the most is being labeled something that I'm not and not having a way to prove that I'm not. Because if
it's
somebody...
so funny you say that.
Why?
I was just thinking about this the other day.
Oh, because if somebody calls you out of your name and be like, you're racist, I can't fucking prove that I'm not.
But it grinds your gears a little, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's my defense going to be? No, I have 12 black friends.
No, I'm not. Let me show you that I'm not. And it's just...
Yeah, I have a colored TV. Like...
And Garrett, it is exhausting. And I've gotten to a point, or I've at least trying to get to that point where if someone, you know... People have called me like selfish before, or like in a roundabout way have called me selfish, or like you don't care about anyone else. And it's like, I know I am one of the most selfless people that I know. So for me to try to sit here and to prove that, or to prove to you to think something different, it's funny again from this book. It's funny because for me to try to convince you to think something else isn't fair to either one of us, because if you think the way that you think, that is how you think. And I'm trying at that point, after that, then I'm trying to change you.
But if you're wrong...
And it's not fair. Sure, you're wrong, but to them, they're right. You know, and imagine being them. They're right. I'm right. You know what I mean? So it's like, to try to get somebody else to think what you think, it's not fair. It's offensive, yes, but it's like, wow, I try to look at it with like curiosity. Like, so interesting that you think that.
But you don't want to know why?
That's it. What is it going to do? What are you going to do with that? You know why, and then why you're just going to get more upset?
Yes.
You're going to try to change who you are?
No.
I think you're selfish because of this. Okay, let me try not to do that anymore. Now they're trying to change me, and that's not fair.
It depends on who it's coming from, though.
Okay, if it's someone like you care about.
If it's just some bullshit stranger talking some dumb shit, or like I've noticed now, and I've
Really?
realized that not everybody is your friend. You might just know each other.
You just know of each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I don't care about.
Yes.
But like if Samantha comes out and tells me you're selfish, what are you talking about?
Then you want to fix it.
Then I can't have you think like that about me. If
Yes.
it's somebody that matters.
Then
because
you can
it matters.
talk about it.
Because
Yes.
at that point it matters.
Yes. And I think talking about it and trying to fix, you know, or change who you are,
Right.
it's a little bit different. You know
Right.
what I mean? And then you have to ask, like, how does it make me feel? You know what I mean? And it's just, you have to, I just think trying to change, it's not like fair to the other person. I don't know. And just trying to, because it's not, if you're trying to change the way, okay, why do you call me selfish? I wish you wouldn't call me selfish. But she thinks you're selfish. You
But
know what I
why?
mean? Yes, but it's like, it's hard to explain. But why? Like, that's an appropriate question, is to ask why. And then she tells you why.
I
And
just
then
burped
you.
that chocolate right now, and I'm really mad at you again.
Really?
I'm mad at you again.
And you're all out of, what is that? Vodka?
No,
What is
not
that?
everything is vodka.
What is that?
You're like my kids. I was cooking steak on the grill the other day, and Wyatt comes up and is like, Dad, I really want some of that chicken. Liquor to you is just, oh, that must be vodka.
Chicken? You call it chicken?
Yeah. I had like 13 steaks on the grill. He's like, oh, Dad, I really want some of that chicken. I was just like, all right, dude.
Vodka.
Oh, that must be vodka.
Everything is chicken. What did she say? Okay.
I was just like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great.
It's gonna be great.
I can't explain. I don't have time for this right now. We're eating chicken.
And
it is
vodka.
what it is. With chicken and vodka.
Yep.
No, it's, what is it? It's spiced rum.
Oh,
Jesse got me this for my
tis the
birthday last
season.
year.
Last year?
Yeah, it was his first time on the episode, and he graced.
How long are these supposed to last? One.
Liquor?
Yeah.
Gets better.
Over time?
Sure.
Why? Because it ferments?
No, it doesn't ferment. It just ages.
Oh. Like
You-
cheese.
Like wine.
Okay.
Cheese, no.
Oh.
Cheese goes rotten. This is already rotten. So it just gets better. I don't know, it just gets smoother. Not everything does.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. Not all alcohol does.
not all alcohol will, but like rum, whiskey,
Huh.
the darker stuff.
Yeah.
Vodka, it's for the clearer stuff like gin and vodka. It's more like how many times is it distilled? Distills just means run through like a purifier.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Wow. Well, it lasted you a long time.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Did you finish your notes?
No.
Finish your notes.
Well, you haven't seen the second episode though.
Or do you have it like episode by episode?
I have first episode, second episode.
Oh man. Well, you told us how it ended. I didn't know how. Is that third episode? Is where
I haven't seen the third one.
Oh, so okay. So in the second episode, they talk about how she killed him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the first episode, they talk about how like that one time
Yes.
he came home all bloody.
Yeah.
Remember, because he was a bouncer at a bar.
Yeah. So he beat someone, or did he kill? He blinded someone.
He had his thumbs in his eyes, and he blinded
I've only
that
seen
guy.
that in like movies. Yeah.
Yeah, he blinded that guy.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
But then so like I said, that there was like cheating and stuff going on, and she would find these phone numbers and these love notes and all this.
And it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Poor girl. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's no good time for this to happen.
Yeah.
But she apparently at like a competition or whatever, she caused a scene by beating this woman up.
She did?
Because the lady was hanging around her husband, and she was like, you can't be next to him. She's like, I'll be wherever the fuck I want. So then she grabs her and starts hitting her, and I guess Sally hit like a man, like full punches, not whatever, and she beat this chick while screaming, you fucked my husband, you fucked my husband.
Did she?
Yeah. But she
Oh.
broke her nose, and like she admitted, I wanted to batter her face so that nobody wanted to be with her again.
Whoa.
That
so
doesn't come from somebody who's sound mind.
this relationship was. It sounded just toxic, to say the least.
Horrible.
That was because if both sides are that way,
Yeah.
it's like a loose cannon.
And you're bringing out in each other
Yeah.
while kids are just
I wonder how the kids are. You know what I mean? Like mentally
they're
in their relationships.
They're in the show a lot more the second episode, because you can see like the interview room that you go into, and it's all videotaped or whatever. The lady is talking to Sally, and she might be a cop or something, and she's like, you killed that guy. And she's like, he's dead. How long did they try to resuscitate him? How long and this and that? And she's like distraught. She's bummed out that she killed him. I genuinely believe that. And she's crying.
Ray? Sally's bummed out that she killed
Sally's
Ray.
bummed out that she killed Ray, because I think she really, really loved him.
So she thought she was just going to shoot him and hurt him, or she was trying to kill him? Or did she think she was going to teach him a lesson?
She said that it started out with her just wanting to scare him with the gun. But then he got pissed and came at her. Well, she knew that he was going to beat her.
Scare him.
So she shot him, and then he got up and she shot him again.
Yeah.
But in this little interview room, after they're talking to the lawyer or whatever, it's just Sally and the two kids. And she's telling them, like, I killed your dad, and is crying. But the kids are like, can't we just tell the judge that it was self-defense so that you don't have to go to prison? And Mom, are you okay? Like, they were very, like, you can tell they were on her side. They were bummed out that someone died.
Yes. And that it was their mom's doing.
But the boy said, even if he didn't die, I knew he'd never be able to beat me again.
Why?
And so the fact that he did die is okay with me.
Why did he know he was never going to be able to beat him again?
Because he was mangled.
Oh.
You get shot in the face with a shotgun, you're not going to do that kind of stuff again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was just glad that he wasn't going to be hurt anymore, and that his family wasn't going to be hurt by this dude.
So they always would have taken their mom's side. I would hope. Yes.
But then the lawyer, so she, at one point, she's alone in this room, and it's fucking like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and she takes the blanket that they gave her, and she wraps herself up and lays down. And the lawyer is like, somebody who's guilty doesn't do that. Somebody who's guilty doesn't take a nap after they've just killed somebody.
Sally took a nap?
Yeah, she took a nap in that interrogation room.
Oh.
But here's the thing. That's bullshit, because when I was a kid, I used to do bad stuff, and then I'd get in trouble, and my favorite thing to do was take a nap.
Oh, really?
Like, that was my best sleep ever.
Huh.
Like, I don't know, were you ever spanked or beat up?
I was spanked.
Okay, and then, like, but bad? Or a couple swats?
Yeah,
and then what did you do?
Cry.
Did you go to your room?
I would go to my room.
Did you
Well,
go to
because I
bed?
was sent.
Did you go to
my
bed?
room. Yeah.
Those are the best naps.
Huh.
Those are the best naps.
I hate going to bed angry though, or like sad.
Oh no.
You know.
When I was a kid, I used to be in my room and be like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, and then you'll be sad.
That's not funny, but that's terrible.
Or I'd close the door and I'd go to slam it,
You
but then
would
I'd
slam
shut it real slow at the end. I'd be like, I'd be like that behind the door. If I was dead, you'd be sorry. It was like I did all
you were
that kind of
swatted,
stuff.
like you were like
all
spanked.
straight beat up with like fucking TV antennas and stuff.
Like your face?
My face, my body.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
Oh, yeah.
always just like spanked on like the rear.
No.
Huh.
My dad threw down.
Wow.
My dad would hit me. Like,
Would you do bad stuff or just stuff that made him upset?
I would like.
Or would you think like if your sons did something like that, like would you be like, okay, that's a fair punishment?
No, because you would get.
I don't think that's fair.
You would
punishment.
get smacked for like spilling a drink.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
On an accidental
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. God forbid any of that alcohol or any of that liquid spilled on him. Shit. Fuck no. Hell, like bad.
Wow.
Bad.
Wow.
I could never do that to some kid.
And that was it seems like
That was
very
just
little.
life.
It was minimal. And so imagine something that actually like you got yourself into trouble. Imagine that.
What and you know what sucks is when it stopped affecting you.
You just numb.
Yeah. Like I don't really want to talk about this anymore. Can you just hit me and
Be done with
be
it.
done?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
That's
I mean
really
that was the
sad.
way everybody lived.
Back then, you mean?
Everybody I knew. My friends and my family, that's how you lived, you know. That was what. Hey, did you get beat today? Sure did.
You would relate
Like,
on
yeah, it was
your
just-
beatings.
It was
Oh
no
my
big deal. It was
gosh.
no big deal.
Would you have like scars? You'd come to
Bruises
school?
and stuff like that. You
Would
know.
teachers and anyone ask
No,
about
because
that?
they were like kind of smart about it. It never was like visible, you know. So I remember my dad used to put like me and my cousins up. We'd have to stand on the couch, right? And he'd make us take our shoes and socks off. Well, then you take the couch cushion off of the back. You stand with your back to the back of the couch and put that cushion over your legs so that it rests on your feet. And he would take his belt and whip our toes. Wham,
Why?
wham. Just he thought it was fun. He was fucked up. So he used to beat our feet. Well, because you got socks and shoes on, ain't nobody gonna see, you know. But sometimes he would be a little messed up and like
Your toes are sensitive.
the belt would slip. I just spit a little bit. Sorry about
I
that.
didn't
The
see
belt would slip. So it wasn't just belt hitting you now. It was belt buckle. And then it would like hit, you know, where your toenail and your
Cuticle?
finger cuticle. Wham. And it'd be like 15, 20. And you're not getting them all consecutive. He's not even really paying attention. Sometimes they didn't hit you because there'd be 6 feet lined up. And just, you know, it's kind of like that alligator game where you try to smash the gator heads that come out.
Oh, like the
And they're like whack-a-mole.
whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it was like that, but with little kids.
No.
And so we got to the point where we'd be like, I'm not even going to cry.
Do you
this
still
time.
talk to your cousin?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And you guys,
That's
he
my
remembers?
Yeah, oh, he remembers.
Wow.
He remembers because he lived a lifestyle too. You know,
Wow.
he
I couldn't
lived
imagine.
there.
My toes are like tingling.
At
My
least
toes are
I-
cold.
Yeah.
Just thinking of that.
At least I got to go to my grand and pop's house sometime. Like
Mm.
I only had to go to my dad's house sometimes. I got to go home.
Yeah.
He lived there.
Your cousin lived with your dad?
They all lived together
Oh.
with my dad lived with his mom forever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's his stories though. I try not to talk too much about his stuff, but it was a whole I only try to talk about the stuff that I was involved in
Yeah.
because it's his story to tell, and you know,
Yeah.
he hasn't told it for a reason. So but we talk about it obviously.
But living through that,
Yeah. And it fucks you up.
I can't imagine how you would feel years later. You know what I mean?
I'm still afraid of the dark because of that.
Hmm.
Just because it's weird. It's weird
No.
to feel kind of.
It has reason, though. You're not just, you didn't wake up one day and be scared of the dark.
No,
Again,
no,
it's
no.
past.
But you feel less than. Like there's some days because stuff has happened that I wasn't strong enough to defend myself. I'm like, I'm less than a man. Because I was already like 14, 15. That shouldn't have been able to happen to me. I got.
You considered yourself a man at 14?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
I think you're still a boy.
I was doing man stuff. I was making money. I was doing what needed to be done. I was taking out enemies. I was doing.
Taking out enemies.
Yeah,
Oh
I was
gosh.
living life.
Yeah.
You're a man. It is. I mean, in Mexican culture,
That was the rule.
women
and
are women at 15.
Oh my gosh.
You know, if you bleed, you breed. Like they don't play around.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's an ugly situation.
Wow.
Not everything is like that. There's some good culture and good heritage and stuff like that. But like Santa Ana, that's the place.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
But it's the
Lot
norm,
to
you know?
take in. Your norm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow. Oh my gosh.
that's all I
That's a
got for
story.
today.
That was really good.
How do you feel?
Wow. I learned so much.
Did you?
And I appreciate that.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't want, like, I came in thinking I just really don't want it to be like the Rena show. Because, yes, I have things to share. But it's like there are two people in the room right now. Whoever's podcast it is, there's still two of us.
Well, this is your third time on the show.
This is my third time on the show.
I've told you in person. I've told you in text. I've told you all the time. You're one of my favorite people to talk to.
Aw.
And you know I love you.
I
And
didn't come in here and I wasn't nervous.
No.
I feel so comfortable. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to Garrett's
We're talking.
house. We're talking.
But I love you. I love to support you. I love to be a cheerleader for everything that you do. Even the little texts that we send back and forth.
Aw.
Like, if I don't talk to you for a week, I need you to know, like, I thought about you yesterday. Go fucking kick some ass. Love you.
And I don't respond to anybody that fast.
And it's just good.
Anybody.
So I appreciate you coming on and making the time. Talking about, hey, are you going to watch the rest of that show?
I'm going to watch episode
Okay.
2 today.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good stuff. So.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys watching. Please don't forget to show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Rena, one more time, thank you for coming on, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Yes.
That's it.
The Sonder Experience.